Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Schedule I. I'm the Gentleman. Well, welcome to the most basics of the basics of the basics guide. Today, I'm gonna show you the basics. It sounded a lot better in my head, trust me. And just so you know, this is like for the very beginning of the game, the very basics as I said. So mostly for new players. If you want to look for something more advanced, I'm guessing probably in the nearest future. But for now, let's focus on the game. You get yourself a new save file, you start the game, and then what? Tip 1. Take items from the RV. You are going to start your game in the RV. This is the very start of the game. You probably noticed already that there are 2 plants growing in the RV. This is from the prologue of the game. And you're probably thinking, okay, so let this thing grow and be on my merry way. Well, because of a certain event that's gonna happen, you better wait for them to fully grow. Now, they may have a little bit lower water. I'm not quite sure how this thing is gonna go in the future, so please keep in mind that I'm recording this when the game is still in early access. But basically, grab yourself the watering can, fill it with water, and water the poor plants. Why exactly? Well, because, first of all, you're gonna get yourself basically some free produce, which is always nice to have. And also another thing, you need to grab the furniture. So as you're still in the RV, go to the furniture. Remember to take out all of the items inside of it. So for example, on the packaging station is going to be some packages. On the storage rack there's going to be the watering can and some trimmers. So you walk next to them, preferably not having anything in your hand. So if you have, for example, something selected under 3, just press 3 again, you're gonna deselect it, your hands are now empty. You aim at the thing and you press the right mouse button. This little circle thing is gonna appear and then you're gonna actually pick up the item. Same goes for this thing. So once this thing is gonna grow, grab yourself your trimmers, harvest the plant, because why not? As I said, this is free. Harvest everything from this. And if you have difficulties in finding the other one, just rotate the plant, because there could be a fruit, I guess, right around the corner. Now once you do that, you select once again everything. And this is like a multiple stage furniture. So you have to grab the lamp, you have to grab the pot, and then you have to grab this thing. Tip 2. Discarding items. Let's say you want to get rid of some of the items of your inventory, but you don't know how. You cannot drop them on the ground. So this is what you do. You press tab. This is gonna open up your phone, but also it's gonna give you access to modify the things that you have on your action bar. You use your mouse, you grab the item that is completely not necessary for you, it's not needed for you, you want to get it discarded completely, and while holding the left mouse button, you drag it over the little red square on the far right side of the screen. You drop it over there, and once a little frame progress bar is gonna appear. Once that bar is gonna get full, the item will simply disappear. Tip 3. Setting the right price at the start. One of the few first things you can do, well, it's obviously to sell some products. Now, how are you gonna do that? Well, you have to press tab, and then you have yourself on your phone the produce application. Go in here. Right now, I'm selling only one thing. Now, you could try to play with the price. But at the very beginning, where your customers have basically no reputation with you, nobody knows you, I figured out that setting the price at 48 is ideal. Majority of the guys are gonna come to you to buy your produce for $48 per unit. And that's actually a really great way to stockpile some really quick cash. And also, once actually someone's gonna call you, which should happen very soon anyway, you're gonna also haggle a little bit. Because why not? You want to make money, right? Tip 4. Upfront payment for the supplier. So, you want to make yourself some produce, but guess what? You need seeds. So there's this special contact in your phone called Albert Hoover. You're gonna unlock him as the story is gonna progress. You basically cannot miss him unless you be just, I don't know what you're gonna be doing. You have to go with the first few, let's say, tasks, and he's gonna get unlocked. So you can talk with him, and basically you can order from him seeds, different seeds, whatever, it's not really important. You can order produce from him. So let's say I want to order 6 at the very moment. I place my order, and now we play the waiting game. And you already see that he has received the cash. You're probably wondering, wait, how? Well, this is his personal stash for payment. This is where you pay him. It's right behind the hardware store, right over here. And the thing is, if you're gonna put money over here, then every single time you're gonna order something, and this money won't disappear, he's just gonna take the due amount from this pile, and he's not gonna bother you with, you owe me money, you have to pay before I'll be able to make you another order and stuff like that. He would just take the money, depending on how much you're gonna order, and he would just leave the change in that stash. He's not gonna take more than actually required. So you can trust the guy. Tip 5. Haggle. Basically by that I mean, someone's gonna call you. They want to buy your products. Okay, you're gonna get a message. You're gonna go to the top of it and you're gonna talk with him. There is an option to make a counter offer. Go with the counter offer and I always add $20 more. Now, it may not work sufficiently at the later stages of the game. You may actually try to haggle a little bit more. You can maybe try to even increase the amount. But at the very beginning, when you're just starting, from what I've learned so far in this version of the game, everybody's gonna accept that $20 more price for it. So if I increase it by $20, I'm gonna send it, and he approves. He agrees, no problem. And remember to set it on the 4th quarter of the day. Always set it on the 4th quarter of the day, and always add only 20. No matter how many they want to buy. They're gonna buy 1, 3, 4, 7, whatever. Go with only $20. And, well, sure, there may be one person that's gonna disagree with you, but every single other loser is gonna approve. Tip 6. Best time to sell for bonus money. Once you actually gonna establish yourself, once you're gonna start production, once you're gonna start to do some harvests, you're gonna get requests for, well, substances. Now that is a thing, because every single time you get a message, well, you have to accept, obviously, the deal. So when you accept the deal, there's a little thingy that you have to remember. The best option to schedule it is to do it in the final quarter, the last night. So you just go at night and you start selling. Now, I got my very first customer over here, so let's sell to her. Why not? I can sell you. You want to buy right now for 4 units. Okay, so I'm gonna put 4 units into it. She's paying $250 right now. If I'm gonna accept it, she's gonna pay me $250 plus a curfew bonus. Why? Because the curfew is in effect. That's why you should try to sell your products on the last quarter of a day. Because this is, well, sure, the police will appear. But if you're up for the challenge, you're gonna get yourself a nice additional cut from all the things you're gonna sell. And to be honest with you, avoiding the police is not that hard if you think about that. So for example, she is buying right now 5 for $285. Sure, let's give you 5, why not? And she's gonna pay in total $285 plus 57 as a bonus. And that bonus is for me. How much you want to buy? You want to buy only 2? Sure, I'm gonna sell you 2. Every single one of your customers is gonna give you a little bonus. Tip 7. Why selling at night is the best control time. The game day cannot pass 4 o'clock in the morning. It cannot. You need to go to bed to save. It's not like in other games, like survival games or management games, where you can actually stay up night, the entire night, and do your progress, and later on in the morning just do the thing. No. The game works like this. It says you right now that the police curfew is in effect until 5 p.m. But the problem is that the day stops at 4 p.m. At least on this version of the game. So that also means that I have lots of time to fulfill all of the demands. Why? Well, as I said, because the time does not pass 4 o'clock. So even though I have a huge list, there is an information that the deal is gonna expire in 3 hours or so. It's not gonna disappear, because the time will just stop anyway. So if you want to make some real money, that's more or less how we do it. So just to give you like the proof for that thing, there's another message on the top of the screen. It's 4 a.m. Go to sleep to progress to tomorrow. The game time literally stops. It's not going to progress past 4 a.m. So you can go sit back at your base, you can produce products, you can do management, whatever, or you can just go on a night haste and try to sell everything that you need to sell. Just remember that there's going to be a bit of a problem with the customer that's standing next to the barbershop, but if you're gonna be clever enough, you can just run, press it, because apparently when you trade, the police is very kind and they're actually gonna cease to look at you. So you can just sell it and make a run for it, and you're done. And the entire night of money, almost 5,000 in the pocket, no problem. Debate, make money from trash. One of the cool ways to make money at the very beginning of the game is go to talk to Dan. Now, Dan over here, and this works especially well if you're playing like in multiplayer at the very beginning, because at the very beginning you're gonna have some difficulties in obtaining money, but it also works really well for single player. So at the very beginning, you're gonna be scavenging for money, okay? You're gonna have difficulties in obtaining money. That's okay, because he is selling something called the trash grabber. It's worth 20 bucks. And this thing is gonna pay for itself really quickly. I got 3. And how this thing works is you grab it, you approach trash, and you literally pick it up. You're just picking it up, you just pick up every single trash that you see. Sure, it slows you down a little bit, but if you're gonna follow the rule of selling everything at the 4th quarter of the day, then you have, technically speaking, lots and lots of time. And you can also do it at night, technically speaking, if you're gonna avoid the police officers. Now, once you get yourself some trash, you have this thing, cash for trash. I've actually collected trash over here for like 1 whole day, just for that extra dopamine shot. Now, how this thing works? Well, once you collect some trash in the trash container, you approach it, you press the left mouse button, you're gonna drop all the things you've collected basically into it. Now, once you're done with that, you press the button. You press the button. And you wait. And I've made 271 bucks out of this thing. Is it a good way to make money? Well, depends. At the very beginning, yes. Later on in the game, no, it's a waste of time. But at the beginning, with 270 something money, you can buy yourself a growing pot, you can buy yourself some seeds, or maybe another trash collector. Tip 9, make money out of ATMs. Another great way to make money, well, is by brutal force, I guess. Right next to the basketball field, something, whatever, right over here in the court, next to the bridge, north from the motel, there is a baseball bat. You can equip it, and you can use it either for combat or for something else. For example, around the city, you're gonna see like those vending machines. Sure, you can buy stuff from it, but also you can break it. And if you can break it, this thing is not gonna give you, well, some of the products, but also is gonna give you some cash. Now the thing is, don't smack it like an idiot. Just hold, press, and release. And now you can collect yourself some money. It's not going to be a lot, but, well, it's always something. Now that thing is gonna get repaired in a few days. It also applies to the ATM machines, but remember that you need the ATM machines. Why? Well, you need some way to deposit money. So either break all of them, expect of 1, or break all of them and wait for 3 days, because after 3 days, that thing is gonna get repaired. From what I'm aware, there is nothing else you can actually destroy with a baseball bat when it comes to actually like obtaining money from automated things. I think you can do something with the cards, but I'm not quite sure just yet what. So for now, you can destroy yourself the ATM machines, and remember to leave yourself at least 1, because as I said, it's gonna take up to 3 days for each of them to get repaired. Tip 10, fertilizers. Now, let's talk about planting things around here. I got myself a few planters over here, if you can say. I got 3 that I got from the hardware store, and I got 2 from the RV right before its accident, let's say. Now, as you can see, they're like those little dots over here. You're probably like wondering, okay, what exactly is that thing? In the game, there's something called a fertilizer. You have 4 different types. You have the speed growth, you have the PGR, and you also have a fertilizer. At least at the very beginning of the game you have 3. I don't know, maybe on the later stages you have some more. But the thing is that, depending on when you're gonna use them and how you're gonna use them. So, just to give you like a basic idea. Here, I got the 2 planters from the RV. Those are like the more advanced ones, not like the simple ones you can get from the hardware store. This one normally has 12, let's say, fruits together. If you're gonna use the red fertilizer, which is the PGR, well, you're gonna have 16. But the problem is that the quality is gonna be a little bit worse, because the one with the PGR is poor quality, while the normal one without any modifications is a standard one. So you get more of the same, but on a worse quality. If you're gonna be selling this thing to your usual customers, I don't think that's going to be that big of a problem. But if you want to get yourself some new customers, then obviously you want to go with a higher quality one, because, well, reasons. So when it comes to those things, how much is the difference? Well, with the fertilizer, you're gonna get 12 fruits to harvest. Without it, you're gonna get 8. But if you're gonna combine both the red and the green bottle, well, more or less this is how many you're gonna get. You're gonna get 12 as well, but the difference is that they're going to be a standard quality. How do you know that? Because there's like a little blue star right next to it. So the, let's say, red and green sprinkle thingy gives you standard quality one with a bigger amount. Just the red one gives you bigger yield, but the quality is going to be worse. So you're gonna get like a little light green type of a quality, which is poor quality. I was also trying to figure out what's the difference between the different soil bags, but I haven't figured out just yet what exactly those things means. The green one is the most basic one and the cheapest one. The, let's say, purple, whatever color this thing is, it allows you to plant two plants after each other, but the problem is that it's a little bit more expensive. So number-wise, it would be better to just stick to the basic one for now, at the very beginning of the game. But this one is, I guess, better for storage, or if you want to save yourself a little bit of time. But then again, putting soil into pots doesn't take that much time. If I can be completely honest with you, I personally prefer more to get the sprinklers. The sprinklers are just way more affordable and way more valuable than the, let's say, the device that's just deploys earth into the pot. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was like the basics of the basics of the basics guide. Let me know what you think. If I have missed something, please let me know in the comment section below. And, well, let me know if you have found any of those things useful, if you are a beginner or experienced player, and I'll try to come up with some more additional ideas later on. But for now though, well, for now, I'm gonna just think as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Helps a lot. See you all in the next video.